It's a great day. My name is Che Brown, the Happy Entrepreneur, and welcome to the Happy Entrepreneur Show, the number one business development and revenue focused late night show in the country where we are on a mission. And our mission really is to empower, our mission is to inspire, and our mission is to provide you, the hard working entrepreneur, with all of the resources that are necessary to execute that big vision you have for the people you were called to serve. On this episode, we have the one and only Vanessa Little. She's actually in the building. And she'll be talking about, when she went from becoming blank to the patient. Okay, you fill in the blank. I know y'all are reading the title right there below. Like, oh, wow, Shay, you mean she went from being an advocate to the patient? Yeah. But first, let me say hello to one and only Vanessa. How are you doing today?
Hi, Che. I'm doing so awesome. I'm so happy to be here with you. I'm so happy you invited me on your show. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for being here today. I certainly appreciate that. Before we get started on something that's really cool, I'm just curious, what inspired you to be part of the Miss Corporate America? I'm just curious. Let's just get that out the way for everybody who follow you. They've already Googled you. They're on your social media. They're like, Shay, I just want to know what in the LL Cool J got her to be a part of the Miss Corporate America. Yeah, tell us about that.
I love to. The Miss Corporate America pageant, well, for Florida, that just happened in March. I'm so happy that I chose to become a part of such a wonderful group of ladies. What really pushed me to actually join in was the purple carpet event that I went to in December of 2025. I was kind of on the fence at the time of do I want to do it or not because it seems so big. And if you really know me, you know I'm not a person that truly likes the limelight. Okay. I work behind the scenes as much as possible. However, I keep getting pushed into the limelight. So I made a certain decision that, okay, I'm going to go to the event. I'm going to see how I feel. And I actually took a coworker of mine with me, and I just loved it. I loved seeing women in business or women in the corporate world, I should say, that were just celebrating each other. It seemed like a certain sisterhood that I wanted to be a part of. So here I am.
I
Now
love it. I
I
know we're gonna be
am,
talking about win within mind, body, and soul. But I do have a question. As you
yes.
were sharing that, when you use the term win within, what
Mhm.
does that mean? And what does that mean to someone out there that's trying to start a family, maybe, or trying to move up in corporate America?
When within, I would say pulling those things that are within you that nobody knows about. It's just those little secret parts of yourself that you actually keep to yourself. Those usually are those gifts that the world actually needs to know about. So pulling those things within you without to share it with the world, it I believe it truly does make the world a better place when you can show up as your most authentic self. Yes.
And I know it's gonna be a crazy question, and we'll get into her backstory in a minute, ladies and gentlemen, and all that cool stuff. But I'm curious, how do your thoughts really impact you as an individual, impact your performance, impact your creativity? If you had to answer that question, what pops top of mind to you? How do your thoughts impact how you respond and react in the world?
It's the first step to how you show up. Simply, it's the first step to how you show up. What you say to yourself, what you think about yourself, it will show. Others will treat you exactly how you think about yourself first. Simple.
Now, you talking about you start. Well, I guess my question is, what inspired you to start Behavioral Expressions?
That's my baby. Well, one of my babies. I actually have two highly intelligent sons. One is 12 and one is 9. But that is my other baby. Okay. I started that because if most of the people don't know, I've always worked in the mental health sector. I have a bachelor's degree from the great university Florida A&M University. But ever since stepping foot out of college, I've always worked in the mental health sector. I knew that was something I always wanted to do, help people understand why it is they think the way they think, or the things that are happening to them that they just can't quite cope with, how to actually turn it around and get their way through it. So I worked for many years at Henderson Behavioral Health. If you're from the South Florida area, you know it's a very big mental health company down here. Uh, and then I made a segue. I wanted to go further or deeper into the study of behavior. It was sparked when I became a registered behavior technician, or some people might know it as an RBT or a behavior therapist. And usually people think you work with a lot of children per se that are diagnosed with autism. Yes, you do. However, it encompasses so much more. Um, and while I was working as an RBT, I knew I had certain clients where I would go to school with them because they just couldn't quite matriculate through their day just as their peers. So I'm working on them with certain behavior plans, interventions, and I noticed in the classrooms, most of the teachers did not know how to manage the behaviors. And I'll be honest, it took me aback a bit because here it is where you're the teacher, this is your class, and you are a specialized teacher. You're a special education teacher. So I was thinking maybe, look, you should have had some type of training, but no. Most of the school systems out here, they are really just throwing you kind of like to the wolves with no actual training. Yes, you have the certification, but they don't really back you up. So me being inside of those classrooms and seeing that it was a dire need for heavily trained special education teachers, I decided to take another turn. It's a lot of twists and turns with me. And I went and got
I
that
love it.
certification.
Please,
Here it
please
is.
share with us.
Yes, I decided to become a special education teacher as well. So I have certified as a registered behavior technician. Um, got the special education teacher certification, and I put myself in the classroom to actually just be part of the solution. And I remember my first year teaching. Here I am, bubbly, bouncy young lady coming into a room full of some of the most dangerous young men that you would find. Some of them, they couldn't even be or share space with their peers that were not in special education because they were considered so dangerous. They had to have someone else present at all times. And I remember the teachers looking at me like, "Who is this lady? Oh, I'm so scared for her. She doesn't know what she signed up for." And they would tell me all of these horror stories about how this student hit them, or this one attacked them. This one, they had to clear the whole room out because one of them decided to get angry one day, and it was just that dangerous. Um, but what I always would keep in my mind is, this is my classroom and I set the atmosphere. So what I say is going to happen is going to happen. And sure enough, those boys, and I hope they're doing so well. Some of them I do still keep in touch. The parents do make sure they keep in touch with me, but I hope they're doing well. But what I would keep in my mind is, once again, I set the atmosphere. This is my room, and how I say we're going to educate ourselves. This is how it's going to be. I'm going to make a fun and inviting environment for them and simply just treat them like children, not like I'm scared of them. And you just had to see Che, how much they really just enjoyed coming to school after that. I never had to actually like push them to do anything really. It was they felt like this is my second home. They cared for it and they treated it with respect. And me and my teachers assistants, they treated us with the utmost respect.
Wow. Congratulations to you for having the courage, for having the discipline, and having the fortitude to make that a reality. You know, on the complete opposite side of that, you also have raised two successful young boys, as you mentioned. You have two kids that you love, but you did it at home. I'm curious, when you were at home, what made the biggest difference for you as you was raising them at home versus when they were in school in other areas?
Listen, once I knew, okay, well, I already knew they're my children. They're one of the smartest, well, two of the smartest kids that I know. But just treating them with respect, showing them first and foremost, they deserve respect just like I do. And listen to what they're saying. A lot of people, I feel like we have this sense of air about our children that, look, we know what's best. Yes, we do. But I feel like some kids are meant to be attached to certain parents because they're meant to teach you things as well. So we have this type of relationship where we can just we have fun. And they teach me things just like I teach them.
And as you was learning from them, you remained open, you remained steadfast, which is pretty cool. What's one of the principles of life that you teach them that you say, you know what, this is one of the principles that they live by because of what I've shared with them?
The biggest thing, I know they get tired of me hearing me say it, but treat others how you want to be treated. Simply treat others how you want to be treated. You'll notice that you'll get farther when you show up and people can feel that you truly care. You're really genuine with things. Don't fake it. I know people say fake it till you make it. No, I don't believe that. Do not fake it until you make it. Get the tools, find the tools for yourself so you don't have to fake it. It takes too much work.
Yeah, it does. And you've been able to balance education, you've been able to balance family, you've been able to balance, I will say, wellness. What keeps you so grounded to be able to do all three of those at one time?
I'll be honest, I'm still working on it. Sometimes I have to remind myself to pull myself away and get that actual downtime. Uh, I know with everybody, they can understand life is very busy. It's a lot of things we have to do within a day, but finding that time to just carve out where you can just be, whether it's you just literally sitting on your couch or listening to music, going for a walk. What I like to do, go to the spa as much as possible. But yes, finding that time to ground yourself, whatever that may look like for you.
Ground yourself, whatever it may look like for you. But if you had on the other side, when you say win within, I appreciate you being so authentic, by the way. People might say, man, her life is perfect. She ain't had no setbacks. Life is just a peach of cake for her from the moment she sees things, the purple carpet, to raise her sons. So we have a segment here called Today is My January 1st. Now, for those folks who tune in every night at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you know what I'm about to do. Today is my January 1st is our personal mantra at the Happy Entrepreneur Show. It represents a fresh start. It represents a do-over. It means our past no longer equals the future. So my question for the one and only on the other side, Vanessa, is what's one of the setbacks, and maybe she's had none, that you had in your life, and how were you able to bounce back from it? How were you able to turn it all around?
That's a good question. It's hard to actually shave them down to maybe a couple, actually, because I am not perfect. I've had many setbacks, but I would say the how I can encompass it all is trusting people that have shown me that they did not have true intentions with me, and overlooking that, allowing them to stay a little bit too long in my life. That.
Mm, being able to move forward and do it without others. But how do you deal with stress and overwhelm?
Stress and overwhelm, call my mom.
Tell us a little about your mom. You sound like you have a really good relationship with your
She
mom.
is the first step. I talk to her every day. This woman is wonderful, okay? And even her, she's not perfect, but she's always been there. And she keeps my head, it keeps helps me keep in a space where I can see the bigger picture. Because sometimes when you are stressed, or when I'm stressed, let me make it personal. When I'm stressed, I will, in a sense, make things a little bit too personal. I'll take things a little bit too personal. It'll get to me a little bit too much. But just talking to her, calling her out, because I know she's going to answer. And if she's busy, she'll call me right back. But talking to her and getting wisdom from her, because she's already been through it. I'm not one of those people that don't take heed to what an elder says. I wholeheartedly listen, because here it is, a person that's lived through life, and really knows what it takes to get over certain things. So my mom is probably one of my biggest driving forces and stress relievers, actually. Yeah.
You know, I'm glad you mentioned that. Shout out to moms, by the way. I know that one of the things you talk about is win within. And I'm curious, what are some bad daily habits that people have? I'll say it like that if I can say it like that. What are some habits that people have that takes them off track? And what can they do to get back on track? And it could be towards their health goal, could be towards their relationship goal, it could be towards their goal in their career. But the question is, what's one or two habits you see that people go down the wrong path that if they change that, it would put them down the right path? I know it's a loaded question, but I'm curious on your perspective.
It is a loaded question. Uh, Business wise, not being disciplined. Going through with what you said you're going to do, it really makes all the difference. I've come to understand that. Our state president for the Miss Corporate America Florida, Miss Philomena, uh, I believe she said, or we had a Zoom call at one point in time before the pageant, and we were speaking about how important it is to follow up with potential business connections that you may have just made within a certain time frame. It really just shows that you are serious about working with them and doing exactly what you said that you want to do. So, for that aspect, discipline. Okay. On the personal side, I would say, like what I said earlier, really just having a sense of discernment and actually trusting it, using that intuition that you have, the God given uh, ability that everybody really does have, and not allowing certain people to be in your life longer than they're meant to be there. Knowing when it's time to, not saying cut them off, but kind of just let them fade away in a sense. Because if they're not meant to be there, trust me, they won't be there. If you don't keep putting certain energy into it, they will just, one day you'll look around and you'll wonder, hey, what happened to that person?
Yeah. Thanks for sharing. What does success look like for you these days? What does it feel like?
So success looks like for me busy, very busy. Um, what it looks like for me is different events. So right now I have an event coming up. I'll be a vendor at Sundresses in the Park. It is in Auburndale, Florida. And it is a community festival in a sense where women, not just women, but people come uh, and just share in a certain experience. Where we have different vendors. I'll be there selling my natural soaps. So when I say mind, body, and soul, things that I'm doing, it really does encompass calming, finding ways to calm yourself. Uh, my bestseller is Glow Beauty Bar. That's why I have such beautiful skin, I believe. Uh, but that's one of the newest things that I'm doing. It's more of like I sell it in like a pop-up type of style because to be honest, I don't really have the time to keep it ongoing. I will have to build a team. And I haven't quite built that team yet that can assist me with that aspect of my business. Um, Now, with behavioral expressions, exactly what I'm doing now is compliance. So I assist schools, or really charter school right now, where I am assuring that their school is in compliance for their ESC program. I'm the ESC specialist there, and I'm also uh, the special education teacher there. It is a
Wow.
hard task to do it all, but I figured out a way. And it really makes the job a lot easier because of the wonderful teachers. They are so willing to collaborate and so willing to take on direction or suggestions that I have that they can implement into their classroom to make the learning experience so much better for them and their students. Uh, and that's really about it for now. What I hope for in the future, or will be doing in the future, I'll be honest, I'm not ready to just disclose it just yet, Jay. But I hope everyone will be on the lookout for that.
That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. You can do that. And I don't blame you for doing that, by the way. Um, as we come down the home stretch, before we ask the final question, what do you do for fun? We're not out saving the world. You're not out taking care of the kids. You're not out doing this whole behavioral expressions. You know how people change their right habits. You're not on the phone with moms having a great time. Like, what do you do for fun? What does that even look like and feel like for you these days?
You already know one. The spa. I love the spa. Okay. When
I
I
knew
say
that
I
was coming
love the
up.
spa, I love the spa. Okay, I love being able to get a massage. I wouldn't necessarily say a facial because my skin is very sensitive. This is why I went into the route of finding ways to make my own beauty products because have such sensitive skin. But the massages, hanging out in the jacuzzi, having days at the beach is something that I really like as well. I do like to try new things. One thing that me and my sons do regularly is we try different restaurants. Since we are in Miami, it is a lot of restaurants. I mean, a lot. And it's always new ones popping up. So we like to go to different restaurants and pretend to be food critics, actually. Yes, that's one of my favorite things.
Pretend or you really are. I mean, are you really critiquing the food, the service, the plate, the
Are
colors?
we are. We are. They just don't know that. But yes, we like to pretend to be food critics. And
I
I
love it.
like to travel as well. I haven't really gotten out this year too much because things are moving so fast, but I'm hoping next year things will, fall more into place where I can get back to traveling as well.
That's great. As we come down the home stretch, a two-part question. Number one, what type of clients are you looking to work with these days, if any? And how can folks connect with you? They say, hey, where should I go? Is it on social media? Does she have a website, Shay? Like, what should I do? Because I love this conversation and I want to stay in this conversation over and beyond today. What should they do? Where should they go?
The type of clients that I am looking to work with now are children and families, school age. So What I'm really hoping for is more parents will reach out to me in regards to uh, working with their child, especially if they have special needs, helping them get their studies going. I didn't even mention, I'm sorry, I forgot to mention it, that I am a vendor for Step Up for Students. So, if many of you don't know what that is, it is a Florida based scholarship system that will pay for privatized school for your children. It will even pay you to homeschool your child. It will offer you resources or a student account where you can pay for tutoring services as well. And I believe they also have a reimbursement system now where you can buy school uniforms, laptops, all kind of things, as long as it is for the betterment of your child's education. So that is a place where they can find my business as well. Um, so I'm looking for school age children, K through 12, that are needing assistance with progressing in their education, as well as parents that have already taken that role on to homeschool their child and they're looking or need a privatized teacher. That is something as well. Now, where they can find me is via my website. It is www.behavioralexpressions.com. And expressions does not have an E at the beginning of it. So it starts with an X. My email also is ask at behavioralexpressions.com. And the best phone number to reach me and inquire about services is 786-309-1553.
Wow. Well, let me say two things. Number one, thank you so much for being on the Happy Entrepreneur Show. You're one of the folks I had a chance to meet in person, and now I get a chance to be on this side. So thank you so much for all you're doing. Can't wait to connect with you again soon.
Thank you so much for having me on. This was such a lovely experience.
Thank you. And thank you to viewers. Thank you for tuning in, because without you, we wouldn't have a show. So we appreciate you spending time with us. And I'll never get tired of reminding you, every night at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, no matter what's going on in your life, whether you're doing really, really well and hitting up to that next level of success, or maybe you've been hit with the punch that you never saw coming. The one thing I do believe is that today is your January 1st. Because of just that one reason alone, I believe your best is still yet to come. Your best is yet to come. Your best is yet to come. With that being said, my name is Shay Brown. Peace. I'm out. Keep doing God's work. We'll see you on the other side. Bye-bye.
Bye.